Okay, so in the last video we created our product model and we added our two important fields, which was color variant and reviews, and we have also created other models like color variant, size variant, etc. Now in this video we are going to complete with our product controllers and services. So as I have told in our previous video also, that is controller is the one which handles the user's request. From the controller the request goes to service where the main logic is performed, and then repository is used to interact with our database. So basically in our controller we are going to use service, and in our service we are going to use repository. There are basically three layers here. So first of all, let's create a new folder. So let's just name this as controller, and we are also going to need a folder or a package as service. Okay, so let's create our first controller, which is product controller. So it will be a Java file. So product controller. Okay, now the annotation which is given here is again a REST controller. I have already told the difference between controller and REST controller in our previous videos. That is, I think, the third or fourth video, but I will tell you again in short. So if you want to send something like a body, like an HTML file, etc. from your backend, then we need a controller. But now we are going to create a RESTful API, right? We are going to send some response, etc. So this will be a REST controller. Okay. So now what all things will be here. So first of all, understand that I'm going to separate everything here. That is, in our product there is colors, sizes and images, but I'm going to create separate endpoints for this, just for ease. To not make the product model very big, I'm going to separate them so that it becomes easy to insert this data in our database. So there will be product endpoints. In product there will be an add product. So this name is add product. There will be a get product, get all products, and there will be get product by ID, and I'll write this at the bottom. So there will also be add product. Then we can also create an update product and delete product. Okay, so we have done all the CRUD operations here, and similarly we are going to do for colors, and we will do for size, and then we'll do for images. Now in this video I'm not going to do images because for images we are going to use Cloudinary and it will take certain time. So I'm just going to separate it in our next video. That is, images will be done in Cloudinary part in the next video. So let's just complete all other endpoints. So first of all, how to create an endpoint. So first of all, let's create for get all products. So again, let's create a function like public. Okay, so this will be a list, right? Because we are getting all the products. So list of product. Yeah, let's just name it as get products, and inside we can use our service function, which we are not created yet, but we are going to create. And I'll write it here as get mapping, right? This is a get method, and let's just name this endpoint whatever you want. For example, products / all, something like this. Now inside we are going to use the function which we will create in our service, right? The main logic to return all the products. So first of all, let's go into the service and create our first service here. A new file, again a Java class file. Let's just name this as product service. Okay, so the annotation given to this is again service annotation. Okay, now we can create the function here to get all the products. So I'll just create a function. This will be public because we should be able to access it on our controller side. So public list of product, get products, or if you want to name it as get all products, then you can name it that also. And the error here is I have not imported it from the java.util. Okay, now what will be the logic here? See, to get all the products we will need to access our repository, correct? And from repository I already told there are several default functions which are provided by the repository in our last video. So I need to create an object of the product repository to access the functions in it. So I'll create an object named as public. Okay, this can be private because I'm going to use it here only. Type will be product repository and product repository. Now you need to give an important annotation here, which is auto add. So what is basically this? For example, if you are later going to test this service, right? So during testing of the service, example, if I write something like this here, new, the default type, like how we create an objects, right? We do it in this such way. But what happens here is, this is an interface, right? And then we will need to implement all the functions in it. But by using auto add, we will not be needed to implement all the functions. Our bin is automatically created. Another two methods are like constructor injection or setter injections, but I am going to use auto add only here. And during testing purpose also it becomes easier. So you should do auto add here. So I have created the object product repository. So I can now just directly use this. So I will get a list of products. Product. As let's say products is equal to, I can use the product repository, and within that if you just press control space, or just you can see here there are several default functions provided. We have not created any of these functions, right? If you go to product repository, we have not created any of functions of our own custom functions, so we are getting them directly. So just press control space. You will see there is find all, There will be again a find by ID somewhere here only. Then the other functions also are here. We can see here find by ID, count, exist, etc. Delete all. So we are going to use a default function here. And as we need all the products, so we can just use find all. This will return us a list of products. After that, we can just return these products. Okay, our first service has been created successfully. Now instead of writing like this, what we can do is directly return it here only. So I can just say return, correct, and no need of this to reduce the code only. So we are just going to do what? Return the all the products which are obtained. Okay. So if you come back to our controller, now we can use this function, right? So the service function is going to provide us a list of products. Just understand this properly. See, this function is going to provide us the list of products, right? We are going to use it here, and we are again going to return the same thing here, that is a list of product. So what we can do is directly just do return our product service. So now this time you need to create an object of this. So if you see here, now this is done by, okay, if you see here, this is a constructor injection which is done here. See, there is a constructor of the controller, and we are just injecting the product service object here. You can do it like this also, or you can do using auto add also. I just follow the same pattern, so let's just do it by auto add only. Yeah, it can be private product service. Okay, no need of this product service. Or then we can now access the product functions of our service. So if you see here get products, which is this function, the function which we wrote here, get products. Okay, so it is being accessed here, and we can just put it here. Okay, there is a particular error here. Wait a second. Yeah, just comma. Okay, no error for now. Okay, so we have created our first controller and our first service also. Now let's just test this. So you can just go in and open our Insomnia or Postman, whatever you want to use, and just go in your IntelliJ again. Just start the backend. Let's see if there is an error or not here, first of all, and then we can just test it. I can just write the URL for that time. So http/localhost. The port is 8081, I think. I don't remember now. The application.properties is 8081. So just go to back 8081, and then the endpoint name is, in your controller we named it as products and all. Okay, we can just use that here. There we go. So as our backend started, you can see Tomcat server started on port 8081. So we can just now request it. Let's see what we get. Okay, so if you see here, it is successful, right? 200, okay, is nothing but successful. And if you see here, there is an empty list provided, right? Because currently in our database, no product is present, so it is returning as an empty. But yeah, our controller is properly working. So now we can continue with the next parts. So we are done with get all products. Now we'll create a get product by ID. So for that, again, I'll just first of all create all the functions in our service, and then we can write our control part. Okay. So let's just name the next function as public product. Now I product and not list, because by ID we are going to get a single product only, right? So the return type will only be a single product, not a list. We can just name it a unique type like get product. Okay, we can name it get product, and we will require an ID, right? And this ID will be provided in URL. I will tell you how it is sent. Just write the int ID here for now. Okay, so what needs to be done here? Again, we can just get the product using our repository, because we need to access the database again. And there is a function here, it is find by ID. You can see there is find by ID, and we need to put an ID here, the ID which was provided here. Now if you see the error here, if you remember in our product model, we kept the data type as long, correct? Not int. So just convert this int into long type. Okay, another error here, which is required type is product but optional. Okay, what this does is, this does not guarantee you that product will return. So we need to handle the other case, which can be handled by or else. So if the product is not found, we can just do is or else null. There you go. Because sometime another ID will be provided whose product is absolutely not present in our database. So in that time, you should just send a null. Now if product is null, we can handle that case. What we can do is throw a new exception. Okay, in Java you know what is exceptions, right? And in Spring Boot we can use exceptions. So the exception which can be used is response status. We need to provide the response that the product is not available for this particular ID. So for that we can use the response status exception. Inside this you need to provide two things. First of all, the status code. So it can be provided by HTTP status, this one in our framework, Spring framework. Now this will be a bad request or a not found. Okay, not found, yes. And then you can just provide a message here. Product not found with given ID. Okay, and if it is not null, what we can do is just return the p. Done. Okay, let's do it in controller. So get product by id, so I can just name this. Okay, this will be a get mapping again. Let's name this as product slash. Now see, in our endpoint an id will be provided, right? Just understand this thing for now. So in our endpoint an id will be provided, so you can name anything to this. You can give whatever name you want here. So let's say I name it as id only. Okay, so public, again the return type will be same as the service type. So get, you can name whatever the function you want, just don't write same names. And we need the id which is provided in our url, so long id, and then just return the product service. We can use the function on the get product, just providing this id here. This will go to our this function, it will return us the product. Okay, now there is a certain issue here, which is, now see this id is present here, but we are not giving an annotation here. The Spring does not understand which id is this. So for to access the ids in our url, the annotation which can be used is path variable. So just say path variable and then long id. Now this should work properly. Okay, so let's just, now similarly we are going to do all other things here, that is creation of all other functions in our controller and our service. Okay, we have got here. So yeah, now the url is product only, it is product or products, it is product and then slash id. So how to provide the id, just write slash. Let's say we are going to make id like 1 2 3 etc, right? Because we have kept unique identities. So let's say 1. Now what does this return is? Okay, so it is returning us in 404. Oh, it is returning us correctly, that is not found. So if you remember, we gave a not found, right? Where was it? Okay, yeah. So what happens is our request comes to this controller. From this the id is taken using path variable. The id provided was 1, so it goes to this function in get product and the id sent is 1. Now we are in our service part. If you see our product repository find by id, so we are trying to find the product whose id is 1, but as we are not able to find it, it returns us null. If product is null, then it will throw an exception that is not found, and if it is found, then we can just return the product. For now there is no product, so we'll see it later only. Okay, yeah, good. Now let's move on to the next part, which was add. So public add a product, right? So we are just going to do adding a product. We do not need to return anything, right? We are just going to add in our database. So just keep void and then add a product. Okay, now this case, in this type, or in this case, what will happen is, in our previous case id was sent because we are going to find by an id. In this case we need to add a product. So from our front end we are going to send a complete product, right, with all the details which have been already mentioned in our model. So the data type will be product only, product, and then you can just go and save this in. So there is a function in our repository which is save. So this saves the new product in it. Done, and we are not returning anything. So public void is, yeah, okay. Okay, now yeah, let's just complete the service part, then we can move to the next part. So the next function to be done is update the product. Now same product will be given here. We need to update this, but remember that before updating a product, let's check if the product is present or not, which is given here. So how can we do that? Okay, we can just do okay, see, our product which is provided will be having an id, right? So your product id, it will have a name, and it will have all the things which are mentioned in our model, right? If you see here, it will have all these things from our front end. And obviously during updating we are not going to consider these two things because we are doing a separate controllers and services for these two. So all the other things here, they will be provided us, right, through our product. Similarly doing add product also. So during update product, what you can do is, first we will need to check if the product is existing or not. So what we can do is product p, we can use our repository here. Again, see the power of repository. You can just find by the id if this product is existing or not. So how to get the id of the product? We can use our getter. So product.get product id. Now see, I just delete this for 1 second. If I just do dot, see all these functions have been created, right? All the getters and then all the setters. But we have not created this in our model, right? We are not created. But as I told you in our previous video also, we are using Lombok. So it automatically provides us all the getters and setters. So by that we are getting the getters and setters. So to get the id, we can use get product by id. Get product id, sorry. And again same thing. If not found, then just return null. Again we can use if product is null, then throw the new exception. Else what we can do is, okay, now the product is existing, right? The product is existing. A better name can be given to this. Instead of saying p, it can be saying that existing product. And similarly, just to understand it properly, not anything. Now see, we can do directly this, right? But what will happen here is, if you save this product, now see, for update also in repo we can use the save function. it automatically updates the existing product. But what happens is when you send this product here, just remember that in this product we are not going to send our color and reviews, right? Color variants and size variant and images, etc. But because we are going to create separate controllers for them. So if you just save this product, all the colors and reviews, etc. will get automatically deleted. So to not do this, what we can do is just update the existing product. So existing product, we can use the getters and setter again. So set product name as this. Okay, so let's see how what all things are to be updated. So all these things are to be updated here. Okay, so you can just skip the video, or let's say I only skip it, and I'll just enter all the things here. So if you just come back here, I just added all the things here in proper order, and you can just go on GitHub and just copy the code and put it here. Okay, so we have updated all the things which were needed to be updated instead of except the color variants and reviews. Now what we can do is just go and save this product. So product repository dot save existing product. So what happens here is, see, our existing product was found right here, which consisted of all the things which are mentioned here and also the color variants, etc. So now in a new product we need to update the product details only, not the color, etc., which we are going to do in different controller. So we can just go and set all the values in our existing product and then just go and save our existing product. This is directly going to update it. Okay, the next function is delete. So product void, let's say delete product, and okay, an ID will be sent, right? We need to delete the product on the basis of the product ID. So an ID will be sent from the URL. Okay, so this should be public, not product, public void delete product. Now what to be done? So again, just find the product first of all. So let's find the existing product. The same code again, the find by ID. Now again, if the existing product is null, then throw the exception. And if it is not null, then we just go and delete it. So direct function is available in our repository, which is delete. Okay, so you can just go and delete. Obviously, there is also another function is delete by ID, but just to be careful, I just wanted to check if the product exists or not with the given ID. So we just check it, and then we can just go and delete it with our product only directly. Okay, all these functions has been completed. What we can do is just go and complete our controller part. So let's come to the controller. We have created add product also. So add product, now add will be our post, right? We are posting some data here. Post mapping, and let's name the endpoint as product slash add. Okay, public. The data type will be void only because nothing is being sent from the service part also. So public void add product. Now see, the product will be not provided in our URL. It will provide as a body, right? So to access that, we can use the annotation name request body. For URL part, you can access using path variable. For body, you can access using request body. Okay. Okay, done. We can just go and then just save the product using our service function. The next one is update the product. So update product will be a put mapping, right? Put is nothing but updating data. And now the URL of this. So for, if you remember, for updating the data, I think somewhere here. Okay, what we can do here is we will need ID also here. Long product ID, and okay, not this one, sorry. In our update part, update product. Why? See, because in our URL we need to specify which product to update. Okay, my mistake. So what we can do is long product ID. We will need it. Yeah, done. After that, we can just, instead of doing this, we can just find it by the product ID provided in the URL. Okay, all other thing remains same, I think. Yeah, okay. Just come to the update part. So what will be the URL? Let's say it can be product, and let's say what can it be? Okay, we can just keep it as product only, and we can ID. Now if you see here, there are two same URLs here. This one product ID, and this one again product ID. So how does they both get distinguished? Because of the methods. We are using different methods here. One first is get, second is put method. So there will be no conflicts here. And we can just go and create the functions of public void only. We are not going to create anything. We are just going to update data. Now to access the ID here, see, in our function we need to provide two things, right? A long ID and a product. So the ID is from URL. So again, annotation will be path variable, as I already said. Long ID. The name should be same, right? Here it is ID, so it will be ID only. If here is product ID, then it's same product ID here. And to access the product, the request body, we need to go to the request body and then product. Okay, we can just go use our function. So product service update product function is used and provided the two fields, two parameters here. The next one is delete product. Now this will be a delete mapping. See, everything is quite simple here. Just go and do product, and again the same URL can be kept because the method is different. So we can want to delete it on the basis of ID. So public void delete product, path variable long ID, and just go and use the function in our service. Delete product. I think it was taken only one parameter, right? Yes, long ID. Okay, we have completed all the controllers of our product. Now let's move on to colors. I'm going to write it in here only because all these are related to our product only, right? So if you just close this all for now, we completed get products, get product by ID, add a product, update a product. delete the product. These are for product services. Now let's create color services. See, first of all, from our frontend also we are going to create form for submitting a new product. And when a new product is submitted, then we are going to give him options to add colors. Then we'll give options to add sizes, and then the images. I'm going to do it in that particular way because it will be easier and not a mixture of all the things. So we need to add colors right now. Okay, where is it? Okay, color variants to be added. Okay, for colors, what will be the endpoints? First of all, see, for color we'll need a add color, then we will need an update a color, and we will need a delete color. Okay, so okay, we can just go and create all these things now here. So I'll name it as public. Okay, so adding a color variant, right? So we are just going to add, so don't return anything. So public void add a color variant. Now see, if to add a color variant, we need to add it to a particular product, right? For example, a product like a men's t-shirt. In that t-shirt, for example, if the ID is one of the product, then we need to use that ID, and in that using that ID, we will need to insert two colors, for example, green, black, etc. whatever. So first thing we'll need is, okay, I think I'm writing in wrong file here. I'm just going to create the service functions first of all. So you can just come here. Okay, color services. Okay, first one is add color. So we'll need a product ID, right? So long product ID will be needed. Okay, so we'll need a product ID, and after that we'll need a color variant, right, to add it. And I think we have created the model name as color variant. So we'll need that color variant here, which will be provided in our body in our request. So color variant and name whatever you want here. I'll just keep it similar only. So see, before adding the color, we'll need to check if the product is existing or not with this particular ID. So the same logic again. So product existing product, find by the ID. If it is existing, if it is not existing, it is null. Then throw the exception. Else, what you can do is now you can perform your main logic. So what is to be done here? Simply, if you remember, so what to do? If you see here in our product model, there is all color variant, right? But there is a list of color variant. But if you go to the color variant model, you can see it is connected to our product, right? So for example, the men's t-shirt will be mentioned here for this particular color. So what you can just do here is, just see here, what I will do here is color variant, the one which was provided in our body, dot set product. Obviously, we are not going to set our product from the front end. It is to be set in our backend only. Other details like the color ID and sorry, not the color ID. For example, the color name will be provided in our body, but the product is to be set by ourselves. So color variant dot set product, it should be existing product only. And then what you can do is just go and save it. Okay, for this now we'll need the color repository, right? Because we are interacting with our color variant table, so auto add color repository will be required. So color variant repository. Okay, we have created an object of it, and we can just go and use it. So color variant repository dot save this color variant. I hope it's simple. You have definitely understood what I'm doing here. And after that, we are not returning anything. So yeah, let's keep it as public void. Okay, after that, the next function is update. So public void update a color variant. Okay. Now in this case, we do not need a product ID. We will need a color ID, right? Because we are going to use the color table. So in this, we will need a color ID. Where did this come from? So if you go to color variant, there was a color ID right here. So we will need that here. Okay, so we will need that here. So color ID. Now, yeah, again the same thing has to be done. We need to check if this color variant exists or not. Correct. So color variant. Let's name it as C only. C is equal to use the repository. Sorry, color variant repository dot find by ID. Find by ID. Just provide the color ID here. Because see, if entry is already there, we know that the product is already going to exist because we are checking it during adding our color variant. So no need to do it again here. Just check if the color is existing or not. Again, or else null. Because it is object, right? If nothing is existing, return null. And again throw an exception. Okay, in this time it will be mentioned as color variant, not the product. Color variant not found with given ID. And if it is existing, then we can, what we need to do is update, right? So we need to just update one thing here, because in color variant, if you come here, color ID is not being updated by the user. It is automatic, right? Generated value. Color name is to be updated. Product is not updated by user. And images are, we are going to do it later. Not this. And size is also we are going to do reference services. So just set the name here. So c dot set color name as the given one. From this, obtain the color name, set it to this object, and then just go and save this object. Done. The next one is delete a color variant. This is going to be simple. Delete a color variant. We'll need a color ID, not need of this, because we are deleting and not adding anything. Okay, just again find the same thing, color variant exists or not. Dot find by ID. The color ID can be used there, or else null. Then if C is null, then throw exception. If not, then just go and delete it. Okay, so color part is done. Now, yeah, in continuity, let's do the size part also. So if you come to the size variant, mm, yeah, what do we need here? Size is needed, quantity is needed, and available true or false is needed. Okay. So for sizes, what will be the endpoints? Again, the same endpoints will be there. Correct. There will be add a color size variant, delete a size variant, update a size variant. During updating, what you can do is update the quantity of this size. For example, this shirt, and for this color, there are now new stock available. So just update the quantity. So we'll need update part also. Okay, we can just go and create that first. So public void add size variant. Okay, now for this, tell me whether you will need a product ID or color ID. Come to the product part. If you see here in product, we had color variant, right? Come to the color part. In our color, we had our sizes. Just remember this hierarchy. Product can have multiple colors. Each color can have multiple sizes. So sizes is within color part. So we'll need a color ID here. Just remember that for color we need a product ID, and for sizes we need a color ID in the hierarchy. So what you can see here is long color ID and the size variant object sent to be added. Okay, go on and check if it exists or not. So color variant exists or not is to be checked. The same code only from this to this. Right, we need to check if it exists or not before even adding something. And after that, if it exists, then what we can do is similar thing what we did to for the color part. Just set the color variant here as C. Yeah, done. Because in our size variant model, we had a color variant right here. So we just need to set it. So the connection will be successfully done because we are already joining the column, etc. Everything is being done within our model. So just set the color variant and yeah, just save it in our repository. Now for this, we will need our size repository. So bring in the size repository. So I think I can directly bring it here. Size repository. Is it being bought? Yeah, it is being bought. So size variant repository, and then just go and save it. What is to be saved? The size variant. Size variant. There we go. What is the error here? Required type integer, but getting long. I think in our product model. Okay, wait a second. Okay, in our color variant, I think I have kept the ID. No, it is long only. What is the issue here? Required type is integer. The required type is integer color variant repository. I'm bringing it from here. Okay, why is integer needed here? Wait a second. Color variant is, I said it is long only. Color variant repository dot find our ID, color ID. This should be correct. I think long color ID. I just run this for a second. Let's just see what is the error coming again. And the error should not be there. The issue is I think here in our database it is automatically set as integer, something like that, I think. But okay, oh wait a second. Come to the repository. Okay, here it is set integer. Okay, sorry. This should be long. Correct? Done. Yeah, the issue has been solved. So understood why the what is the importance here, because the issue is coming because of that. Okay, what you can, and why is the name of this like this? You can just go to refactor, rename the file, it will automatically rename everything and where all you have used it. So repository, public interface repository inside here. Okay, issue is coming. I think I just use it here only, right? Repository. Only one related problem. Okay. Just remove the older version. Yeah, spelling mistake. Okay, done. Is this correct? Now let's go and rename it. So color variant repository. Done. Okay. Yes, size variant has been added. Now just move on fast to the next part. So public void update size variant. For this again, not the color ID will be needed because entry is already existing. We need to update it. So we'll need a size ID. I think it's size ID. Okay. Just go and find it if it is existing or not. Don't name it as C. Just name it as S. Similar things for no confusion later. If it is null, then throw exception, that is size variant with this ID is not existing. If it is existing, then go and update the values. Now what else? What values are to be updated? set the size. So we need to update our size. Then we'll need to update our quantity, and then we'll need to update our availability, whether available or not. So I was got set available. Get available. Okay, wait a second. Size variant dot get available, correct? Okay, it is available. I think it is done. The name is changed because in Java only they use is instead of get if the return type is boolean, etc. So yeah, that's why the issue is there. So is available. And what we can also do here is we can automatically set it as true or false by checking the quantity. If quantity is greater than 0, then we can automatically set it. But for now, we'll just keep it as it is. Okay. And then just go and save this. The last one is delete. So public delete size variant. This by the size ID. Again, find the existing one. If it is null, then throw the exception. Else go and delete it. Okay. So we have done a lot of things here. Add, update, delete for sizes. Similarly, add, update, delete for color. Now let's go and just create the controllers for it, and it will be easy now because all the functions have already been created. There are a lot of tabs here, so I'll just close all. Come to the controller. Okay, now colors part. First one was add a color, so it will be a post, right? Add a color. So what to name this URL now? Okay, we can name the URL whatever we want here. Just open the service for a second. Okay, this is add a color variant. Okay, let's just name it as whatever you want. So I'll just name it as color slash okay, color slash, we can just mention the product ID here because we are going to add a for a particular product, right? So color slash product ID is okay. Add a color. Now again the same things for this product ID. Use the path variable and the object will be provided. It is not color, it is color variant, not color. Color variant. Okay. And then you can see the function here, product ID and color variant has to be sent, and the return type is void only. So just go and use it. So again, in the same service the function is present. So add a color variant, send the product ID, send the color variant. Done. Similarly for updating the product, sorry, updating the color. So for this, what we can name it as, again we can name the same thing, but this time it will be a color ID, right? We are updating a color. So update the color ID, color variant. Use the function from our service. Simple. Last one is delete on the basis of color ID. So again we can use the same URL only. And I already told there will be no conflicts here because the methods are different. One is post, one is put, another one is delete. So no error will occur. Delete the color, we will get only one path variable, and then just go and use the function product service. The name was I think delete product, right? And it takes only one parameter, right? Delete product long ID. Okay. Delete product. Sorry. Just providing in the color ID. Similarly for sizes now, again it will be add a size. So post mapping. Size to be added to a particular color. So color ID, correct? Okay, then public void add size. Size variant, size variant, okay, everything is okay. Just go and use the function in our service. So product service dot add size variant, I think. Yeah, it takes in color ID and size variant. Okay, all these functions are already created, right, in our service. Now we're just going to just writing it fast in our controller part. So put mapping. Again, we can keep the same URL. I don't want to confuse myself a lot. Size ID. Update the size. Use the function in our service. Send the two parameters in. Last one is delete mapping. Okay, so it will be size. Again, the same thing can be kept. You want to delete a particular size with an ID. So size ID. Delete product size ID. I think it is taking in one parameter only. Size ID. Okay, why I name it as like this? Wait a second. Delete color variants. Delete size variant. Okay, I'm using delete product only. Sorry. So we need to use delete color variant, and here you need to use delete size variant. Done. Yeah, the recommendation sometimes just get confused. Okay, so we have created all our controllers. Now to test this controller, we will need some data, and the data will be quite big because if you come to our model, you can see a lot of fields, lot of properties are there. So I have created two default products, and I am going to test all these endpoints which we are creating in our next video. But before testing these endpoints, I will create a video, a new separate video on the images part. That is how to use Cloudinary in our Spring Boot to upload the image and then store the URL. So we will do that in the next part because we are remaining with that only, and then we can go on and test all the endpoints, that is for colors, for sizes, for images, for products, everything will be tested, don't worry. All this is properly going to work. And after that, what we'll do is we'll go and to our new part, that is user. We are not done till now user registration and login, etc. Because in Spring Boot it takes a little time to understand about the user registrations, user details, service, etc. And so we'll start with that particular time. So it will almost take 2 to 3 videos, long videos. But yeah, in the next 2 videos we'll be completed with our product part complete. That's all. If you like the video and if you are definitely liking the product, definitely liking the project, then please like and subscribe.